I don't trust too many people. I don't deal with too many people. And there's reasons for that. I got some of the older cats that are homies. Some of the ones that didn't conform to the system. There's a system set in place nowadays where you can go to rehab and you can snitch on people and you can get paid for it. And you could go, you pretend like you're going to rehab and you're snitching. Okay, you're talking. And it's not like actual snitching, it's just talking too much. Talking too much to the wrong people, and they talk to the people that want to know that information. And even if you're not directly snitching, you got a motherfucker that talks a lot. This motherfucker always talking. He's gonna tell someone's business. Someone's gonna take that information and they're gonna report to motherfucking police to try to make money off of it. See, there's people out here that make money off of information. Okay, the cats that always go to rehabs and come out of rehabs and stuff, you know what I mean? Right. Those are snitches, bro. I'm telling you right now. I've seen it too many times when they go to motherfucking rehabs. They say it's making friends. How do you make friends? You talk. They're talking to people, bro. Come on now. Stop playing with me. I think you guys already know this. We're just not putting the pieces together. Okay? Now, people that have huge families, big families, how many of their family members that are big families, how many of their family members do you think are lawyers and cops and judges and snitches? You know what I mean? They're snitching, bro. They're snitching. They might just be venting to one of their family members. They might just be going to rehab to get cleaned up or going to jail to do some time, but they're snitching, bro. When they I'm going to my probation officer, I'm going to talk to my probation. Because it's snitching, bro. Snitching. That's what they do. That's how they get money. See, there is people that are like, it's all about me and my family. I don't give a fuck about everybody else on the streets. So they would go to the streets. They would hang out on the motherfucking streets. Even though people on the streets don't hang out on the streets because they have to. They hang out on the street or because they want to. It's because they have to. There is some motherfuckers that will leave their mama's house. They stay with their mama and daddy. They stay with their mama. They stay with their grandmama. They stay with their cousin. And then they go out to the streets and they hang out in the streets instead of staying at their house. Or instead of living in their house. And then they'll go back to the house for like 2-3 days out of the week or something, or a day out of the week. That's because at the time that they're going back to the house, they're motherfucking snitching, dog. You got these cats that, I gotta talk to my mom, or I gotta talk to my cousin, or I gotta talk to my sister, or my brother, or whoever once a week, and tell them my problems. Yeah, why are you telling them your problems? Because that person's telling somebody else, and then that somebody else is telling the police, and they're getting paid for it. It's all about getting paid. That's what it is. And y'all ain't understanding that. You guys be out here trying to make friends. Everybody's always trying to make friends. Like, I want to be friends with everybody. Like, no, you don't. Because there's a person that might try to be your friend, and you say, I'm not doing nothing wrong to be snitched on. It don't matter. They are looking for any information. They don't give a fuck if it's a crime or not. Any kind of information they can get, they're going to snitch on you so they can get ahead. Them and their family, so they can get ahead. That's the thing you guys don't realize. When people go to jail and stuff, they go to jail a lot and they get out a lot. It's not because, see, the more you go to jail, the more sentences you get. And the longer time you spend in there. If you keep going to jail and getting right back out, that's snitching, bro. That's snitching. Okay? I don't care how you put it. That's motherfucking snitching. The hardest motherfucking gangsters in the world. Some of the motherfucking hardest gangsters in the world. Some of the hardest bikers in the world. Some of the fucking hardest people in the world are snitches, bro. They snitch so they can get away with shit. That way they can look hard. How do you think they get away with it? They only get away with it because they're snitching, bro. If they wasn't snitching, then they wouldn't get away with it. You would get hardcore time and you would be in jail and you would never get out. But they get out and they get a chance to go snitch some more, and they do more fucked up shit. And you know why they get to do the fucked up shit? Because they're snitching, bro. That's why. You know why people break into cars and shit and get a smack on the hand? And some people, they don't do shit and they get put in jail? Because they're snitching. That's why. They break into cars and they get away with it because they're snitching. Snitches. Maybe telling one of their homeboys in jail so he could get time off of his sentence. Maybe telling family members so they could get paid. Maybe just a big fucking mouth. Telling somebody. Maybe telling his probation officer so he could get less time. Either way, you cannot trust too many people in California. Not even in California, in life in general. You just cannot trust too many people. You cannot tell them your information. Even if it's just your fucking name. Like, they would twist that shit up. And that's the thing about snitching. When someone goes to snitching and tattletelling and fucking... that is a point of view from one person. There's different points of views to one subject. There's like multiple points of views to one subject. So something they might think they're snitching on, they think it's new, it's really not. You know what I mean? Or it's really not a problem. But everybody, you know, like, especially in California, man, California is the worst place about it. They got the security guards out here snitching. Okay, you got gang members and bikers that they go to their clubs or they go to their neighborhoods and they get information, and not from the clubs and stuff, because the clubs and I'm not saying all bikers, don't get me wrong, because there's some hard ass bikers, but some of these clubs, they're put together by fucking tattletales. You know what I mean? Like, how you a security guard and then you're a biker? How you a security guard and then you're a gang member? Right, that doesn't happen. You don't go tell on people and secure people's property and then go be a gang member or a biker. You gotta choose one of the lifestyles. It's two different lifestyles. But you got cats like that. They are security guards and they secure stuff. Or they are security guards and they got put into that position by their homeboys. And their homeboys are snitches and they're snitches. And they're part of a snitch crew. And a lot of the bikers, because the bikers, they roll up on your car and they look all up in your shit. A lot of those are off-duty cops. A lot of off-duty cops are bikers. I've noticed that. They got fucking helmets on so you can't see their face, so they could cruise up on you and they could fucking look all up in your shit, and they get to wear masks and cover their face and all that. That's why they like being bikers. Because they get to hide their face, their identity. They've already ashamed themselves so many times from harassing people that they don't want to show their face no more, and that they want to hide their identity in a helmet and cruise up on people's cars. They'll cruise right up on your car like they're lane splitting, and then they'll slow down right next to you and look directly in your car to see what you got in your car, or what you got in your front seat, or what you got going on in your car. That is because that is a cop. That right there is a cop. You know, you got homeless people that motherfucking, if that's not a cop, that's a motherfucking snitch. That motherfucker is driving up on your car with his little bicycle. That way he can look in your window and he can snitch on. Okay? That's how they do it. The security guards, they get paid extra. They get paid a little extra for snitching. They're already in a snitch position, a tattletale position. They're like, hey, I'm already a fucking paid tattletale. I might as well go take pictures and videos of people and give it back to police so I can get paid extra. Majority motherfucking security guards are little snitches. So when they say, oh, I'm a gang member and I'm a security guard, no, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. Oh, I'm a biker and I'm security. No, you're not. No, you're not. You cannot live two different lifestyles. That's like saying I'm a judge and a gang member. It don't make sense. And talking about that, a lot of these cats, they go to jail and they get out so easy because their family are fucking cops and judges and snitches, and it's not directly them. And they get to look like a hard gang member, and they get to be, I'll fight anybody, and I'm the gang member of the year, or I'm the biker of the year, or I'm the motherfucking a hard ass of the year. You know, a lot of these cats, they're out here doing crimes and shit. You guys respect them because they're tough, or they're hard, or they do crazy shit. They do crazy shit because they know they're gonna get away with it, because they're snitching, bro. Because they know once they get caught up, they could just snitch and get out of it. That is why they do crazy shit, okay? Ain't no real motherfucker out there bringing attention to himself. If a motherfucker's out there bringing attention to himself, trying to get a reputation and shit, that's because he's a snitch, bro. He needs that reputation. He needs the reputation. Because he's tattletelling. He could get out of it. Every real motherfucker knows when you do something wrong, you don't want the reputation that goes with what you did wrong. Duh. They make it seem like, yeah, you should brag about what you did. No, don't brag about what you did. And then don't fucking tell none of your homies, because some of your homies probably snitches. And they make it seem like, oh, you gotta make your reputation by all the tough shit you did. No. The reputation thing is you setting yourself up to snitch. That's it. Any of these cats that want to be your friend right away, and want to fucking, they're all snitches. I'm telling you right now. Any of these guys that want to sit there and try to have a reputation and bring attention to yourself, that's a snitch. Why would you want a reputation? Why would you want anybody to know that you're doing something wrong, or that you're out here putting in work? See, that's the problem with the system we have set up right now, where you got rainbow hair guys snitching and shit and taking pride. The rainbow hair man, he snitched and he did what others are doing in private and public. That's it. He made it clear that people are out here snitching. That's it. People are out here snitching, doing what he's doing every single fucking day, all day. And especially security guards. Like, I mean, there's a lot of different types of people that would snitch on you for money. And some of them are just broke. You gotta watch it. You know what I mean? When people are always talking to other people, like, I know a lot of people, I don't talk to a lot of people. I don't trust a lot of people, I don't deal with a lot of people. Well, I deal with a lot of people, but I don't deal with a lot of people. Like, I mean, my circle's small. I know a lot of people. I have associates. I don't have friends. That's because, and I don't keep a lot of people in my circle. I don't keep a lot of people on my Facebook. I don't keep a lot of people. I don't associate with a lot of people. If you show me one time you're a snake forever. Yeah, I mean, there's people I've cut off because I know that they talk to the wrong people. Right? I mean, you gotta be like that. You gotta watch yourself, you know what I mean? You gotta watch who you talk to. You might be venting to your mom. You might not be doing nothing wrong. You might just be talking to your mom about what's going on and all the stuff you're going through. But you mention someone else and what they're doing or what they did to you or what they did in your life or anything about them. And then that person takes your mom or your sister or whoever you're venting to, your girlfriend, whoever you're talking to. That's another thing. You gotta watch these cats. Some of these cats, they be banging cops. They be banging cops. They be banging lawyers. They be banging judges. Like, they party with them. You know what I mean? They go to bars and stuff. You gotta watch some of these cats some of these cats always go to bars. Like, don't trust no one that always goes to a bar or a club, because that's money. How the fuck you keep getting all that money to go to bars and clubs and stuff? Because you're snitching, bro. You're snitching. You're tattletelling on people. When you go to the bars and clubs, you bump shoulders with cops. You bump shoulders with lawyers. You bump shoulders with everybody. Because cops and lawyers and all that, judges and all that, they go to bars. They go to maybe not the same bars that you would go to, but, I mean, you could go to any bar you want. And they go to any bar they want. And you be bumping shoulders with cops and shit. I've walked into multiple fucking restaurants and bars. Multiple bars. Actually, there was one bar in South Carolina where I walked in and I was grabbing a food order. That's the thing about being a delivery driver. See, you see a lot. You see so much. And especially when you do the volume that I do in deliveries, you see a lot. So I walked into this one bar. I see this off-duty cop. I know he's a cop because I deliver food to his neighbor. And I see his car out there. And I see him out there fucking with shit all the time. So I see his car. His regular car, not his cop car. His regular car at a bar. He's at a bar, right? Well, he don't know me. He don't know nothing about me. He don't even know my face. So I walk into the motherfucking bar and picking up the order, I'm talking to the register person, right? Well, while I'm sitting there talking to the register person, the dude that was talking to him was like wearing a baseball cap, and he looked like he was straight from the streets, gang member looking, like one of those I'm trying to be fresh guys. So this motherfucker's sitting there talking, just regular conversation, just having a conversation, not tattletelling, just having a conversation. But in his conversation, he is tattletelling, and he's tattletelling over a beer. Him and his buddy grabbing a beer. And who would ever be able to see that? You know what I mean? Who would ever be able to know that these two guys grabbing a beer? And that's another thing. Guys that always want to kick it with other guys. I mean, there's one or two things going on. You're circle jerking and you're hiding it. Because a lot of y'all rather kick it with your buddies than your females. And that's the weirdest shit ever. But there's two things that are going on. You're circle jerking with your buddies, or you're exchanging information and you're talking. Even if you're working together, even if you guys are working together, you're still talking to somebody. You're not working, not talking. You're communicating somehow, some way. And if you spend all day at work, you're communicating. It's the only person around you. You're communicating that person. And that's the thing some of y'all don't realize. These cats get to work and they sit there and jibber jabber and talk about other people, talk about other people's business. You gotta watch that, you know what I mean? Talking, just non-stop talking. Some people, they be asking for advice, they're talking. Some people, they go to probation, talking. I'm telling you right now, all the time you will have someone snitching on you. Okay, all the time. Even if you're not doing nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. They would just be talking about your business, because that's how people are. They talk about each other's business. But there's people out here that are collecting information so that way they can tell other people's business and get paid for it. That is the extent of the snitching. And when I was in jail, I seen one of the gang member dudes, one of the motherfucker and the other rival, whatever, this motherfucker, me and him didn't get along, so I'm just sitting there listening to him run his fucking mouth, and he's got the biggest mouth in there. And my guy is like talking about how one of the other cats, or his aunt, is a judge. His aunt. And how he keeps getting out and getting back in. So you got that too. You know what I mean? Like, people's aunts and uncles and stuff are judges. Not only do they party with them, but the ones that go to the bars all the time and stuff, like, you get drunk, you start running your fucking mouth. When you get drunk, you run your mouth. So when they're running their mouth, who are they running their mouth to? Can you guarantee me that nobody in that bar is a cop? Nobody in that bar is a lawyer? Nobody in that bar is a judge? Nobody in that bar is related to any of those people, or a public defender, or pretender, or a... can you tell me that you guarantee everybody in that bar is not related to somebody in the legal system and can relay that information back to somebody in the legal system and try to get you in trouble for it, or try to tell your information? And you might think, okay, I'm not doing nothing wrong, and I live a holy life, and I pray every day, and yada, yada, yada. It's not even that. It's not that you're doing anything wrong. What they relay back to them is everything they relay. These snitches out here are just looking for any information, even your fucking name. They don't care. Any kind of thing they could tell anybody else and try to get paid for it, or any kind of thing that they could talk about. Because some of these cats, they don't talk to their family very much. So when they do call their family or talk to their family, they want to fucking sit there and jibber jabber about everybody else. That way they got something to talk about, because they don't have nothing to talk about in their personal life, or because they don't want to talk about nothing in their personal life. They're not doing the right things, you know what I mean? So, and then you got that. You got a lot of different aspects to this snitching shit, you know what I mean? And that's why I don't deal with too many people. Because what you don't realize is that some of these cats are not even trying to snitch and they snitch. Like, that's why when someone starts talking about somebody else in a conversation, I don't want to be part of that. I don't conversate with that person no more after that. I'll listen for a second, and after that, I don't deal with that person, because if you're going to tell that person's business, who else's business are you going to tell? You know what I mean? Oh, no. The thing I'm trying to get across to you guys is that there is cats out here from every crew, every gang, even some of these cats that they think are bosses and start gangs and shit, and they're badass and they get away with a lot of crime, a lot of jackings, and you know why they get away with that? Because they're snitching. You know why they're big on family? Because their family is snitches. Because they can tell somebody in their family and get them out of shit. You know, that's why a lot of these cats, they get out of shit easy. They get out of shit easy because they're willing to give other people up. In the long run, you only have yourself. These cats will give you up so fast if they could get a break. Come on now. The guy with a Tupac thing, that motherfucker snitched. He might not have did it right way, but he snitched. He did talk. Get time off of his shit. It's all about you. It's all about your motherfucking life. You gotta know that, because people are here and people all over the place, especially in California though. Oh man, there is times that if a gang starts to rise up, or some of these gangs, these kids think they're joining gangs. You're not joining gangs. You might be joining a gang. Okay, you might be joining a gang. But in the long run, at the top of the line, at the top of the motherfucking gang, you got motherfucking snitches and shit. They get away with shit because they talk to the police, stupid. And then they make it seem like, oh, if you talk to the police and you're a snitch, and we'll do this or we'll do that, or fucking you're a rat or this or that. But at the top, that's what the fuck they're doing, bro. They get away with shit and they can start again and they can be the head of the top because they're motherfucking snitching, bro. Selective snitching. People that fit into their plan, people that can go along with the show, you know, and then you could be part of the gang. People that could tattletale, and if not, then we'll watch you and we'll just snitch on you and we'll fucking put you in jail, and you could spend your life in jail being right? On the streets, they motherfuckers snitching, bro. I'm telling you. You can't live a certain way and do certain things without getting caught up sooner or later, okay? It doesn't happen. Sooner or later, you can end up dead or in jail. You know why? Because there is motherfuckers out here that are living that lifestyle. But they are living that lifestyle because they're talking to people. And they might not directly be snitching, because nowadays, nobody directly snitches. Well, people do directly snitch, but they're not directly snitching nowadays. The main thing they're doing is they're just talking too much. If they talk too much, and it's not snitching, right? That's how they see it. So you gotta realize, you got people out here just talking too much to family, talking too much to this and that. They're connected to the motherfucking judges and shit. It's a fucked up game, y'all. I'm telling you. Tell nobody your business. Watch everybody as they watch you. Because the ones that stare too long, ain't nobody staring too long at somebody unless they're snitching on them, bro. Ain't nobody worried about you. Everybody's trying to do their own thing. Everybody's trying to survive. But if they're watching you, looking at you, and they're just sitting there and they're staring at you, you're a snitch, bro. They're looking for what they can snitch. I'm sorry to tell you. Maybe not everywhere. Maybe not all the states, because I have been to different states, and a lot of them are not like that. But in California, if a motherfucker's sitting there just watching you, he's a snitch. He might not be a direct snitch. He might just be waiting for his opportunity. He might just be one of those motherfuckers that talk too much. But either way, He is a motherfucking snitch. Why would you be worried about another man like that? Why would you be worried about another person like that watching him and shit? I hope this helps somebody, because y'all are out here confused as hell. You think these cats are going in and out of jail, or these cats are in clubs like biker clubs or gangs. You think these cats are tough, and you guys are striving to be like them. All youngsters are striving to be like them, but they don't realize that motherfucking Training Day shit. You ever see Training Day, the movie? That shit is real. There is motherfuckers out here running trap houses for cops. There is motherfuckers out here breaking windows and stealing stuff out of cars for cops. You know, and they get away with that shit because the motherfucking police are their buddies. There's people that out here that look homeless, or that are the dirtiest of the dirtiest, and they're fucking snitches or tattletales, bro. Even cats that live in motherfucking under tarps and tents, and every aspect of life has an implant, okay? Every aspect. What do you think the CIA's job is? What do you think the motherfucking cop's job is? To put implants in everybody's area of expertise, everybody's lifestyle, so they know what everybody's doing. So you got some of these cats that, man, you can't base. That's the thing in California. A lot of California people do. They base, that person looks homeless, so they must be homeless, or they must be trash, or they must be broke. You can't base it off of that. When I was a kid, we had this one guy. He would walk around all day. He had this really long beard, and he was here in Long Beach, but he would walk around all day in the same pair of clothes, and he was homeless as fuck. But he was a multi-million-dollar fucking person. He was rich, you know what I mean? But he was homeless. He wanted to be homeless. He would walk around the streets and he would be a homeless person. And we all knew that he had money, you know what I mean? And everybody knew it. Like, we all talked about it. Like, why the hell is this guy out here? And he wasn't a snitch. He was not a snitch. But there is cats. Anybody could be homeless. Anybody could be homeless. A motherfucking cop that has a mansion could go tomorrow, put on some dirty clothes, and go be homeless on the streets. Okay? Actors. That's the thing. Some of these people are like, oh my God, some of these homeless people are so crazy. Well, you gotta realize that anybody could be a fucking actor or an implant, or like some of these cats that are homeless people never even seen them. We don't even know where the fuck they came from. Who the fuck are they? Where they come from? But you know what? The thing about it is, anybody can be homeless. Anybody can be put in a position of being homeless. And they don't even have to be homeless. They could have a mansion. They could have fucking anything. So the most easiest agenda to push is being homeless. If you want homeless people to look bad, all you gotta do is leave your little mansion, go tomorrow and pretend to be homeless, and then fucking do crazy shit, and people will look down on homeless. It's the easiest fucking influence to have on other people is to say homeless people are bad people because they do crazy shit. Well, anybody could pretend to be homeless. Okay, you got a lot of pretenders out here. Anybody could pretend to be a drug addict. Okay, you got a lot of pretenders out here. Anybody could pretend to be a gang member. Okay, you got a lot of pretenders out here. You gotta ask where a person came from. Like me, I've been in over 20 fucking group homes. I've been in Fallstrom group homes, fucking streets. I got a lot of family in the streets, so people know me in the streets. Like, if you don't know a person, there's a reason for that. All these actors that keep popping up and pretend to be homeless and shit, like, those are pretenders. You got a lot of pretenders out here, okay? You got cats that will go to rehabs and say they was addicted to drugs, but they was not addicted to drugs. They're just looking for friends. They have 0 friends. And they're trying to make friends, or they're trying to fit into a culture or a lifestyle that they do not fit into, that they're not willing to fit into. They don't do drugs, they won't do drugs. But at the same time, they're willing to try to get that reputation. They want to get that reputation, or they want to fucking try to pretend to be somebody they're not. And they want to sit there and act, pretend, always pretending. That's all it is, all of it. always pretending. You can have pretenders in any area. Any area. You can have a cop that's put as a security guard. You can have a cop that's a homeless person. You can have a cop as a fucking anything. They could pretend to be anything. Okay? So you gotta watch out for pretenders. You gotta watch out for snitches. You gotta watch out for people who just talk too much. All of that. Non-stop. Hope that helps you guys.